Hi, lovelies. A very good morning to you. And it's Sunday morning. I just woke up this not quite long, and I said let me jump right into it before I forget what I wanted to talk about. From this part of the world, Nigeria, we love 11th hour so much. It is when something happens, that's when you see people running from pillar to post. And I'm particular about sexual violence and other forms of violence that can be prevented. Yes, because there are precautionary measures. Before I get emotional and start, talking all over the place, I want to talk to us about the concept of crypsis that will help us in our daily lives, help us in our family, in our work spaces, and if it's something that can be incorporated into institutions, I think it's not going to be a bad idea. Make our time to make more research about crypsis. So crypsis is basically the ability for you to adapt. Animals, exhibit these traits, a conscious act to help you stay safe in an environment that is unsafe. So these can be via camouflage, behavioral crypsis, auditory, olfactory, as the case may be. For instance, let's say, notice how men are not so sexually up there with tomboy. I don't know if you guys have actually noticed that. Men, most men do not sexualize tomboys. Why? Because they're seeing a reflection of themselves, like there's this masculinity. And this is not to say that femininity is awkward. No. Unfortunately, femininity in a patriarchal system is a threat. That's why women are becoming endangered species, and it's so unfortunate. But I'm here to talk about it and to find ways we can stay safe, you know. And some people will say, no, parents are no longer, they no longer nurture their children. They don't have time for their children. They don't, they are not there to protect their children. Hello, look into the animal kingdom. We are the higher versions of animal. We are higher animals according to biology. So not all parents are nurturing. Sorry. Cuckoo. Have you heard of the bird called cuckoo? Cuckoo will just go lay um, eggs in another bird's nest and off they go. But let's not even forget my line of thought. So when you incorporate the concept of crypsis, it helps you to stay safe. Look at another very popular example. You see the cock, when he wants to mate with hen, he raises his wings, you know, and, and be flapping it around. Sometimes they get to chase this hen. They chase and chase. The hen will run and run. But you see some hen, they will sit on the ground. At that point, there is nothing the cock can do but to sit and walk away. What am I saying in essence? There is no time that is too early for you to be able to teach these young ones those tactics that these sexual predators display before they strike. Like being overly nice. Oh, I got sweet for you. Do you like tom tom? Oh, what do you want? Are you okay? Come and sit on my leg. Come and sit on my laps. Oh, Kara, are you fine? And start rubbing your. It's happening. And children, young people need to understand these tactics so that when they see the handwriting on the wall, they move fast. They move away from that space and be able to save themselves and us from the situations. Yeah, because predators do not just strike. I've interacted with most victims of sexual violence, and they tell you that uh, while I was lying in bed, this thing continued for like close to 1 week. I'll notice strange hand walking all over my body. In the morning, they try to be overly nice with me. Do I want anything? Do you want me to buy you panties? all those things. But when you teach these young ones these tactics, it helps them to be safe, because as a parent, you're always not going to be there for your kids. It's the gospel truth, especially in Nigeria, where you have to work literally round the clock to provide, to pay school fees, to attend to the family needs. So today, while you go about listening to sermon, listening to everything that you want to listen to, know that in the jungle, you need to explore precautionary measures to be able to avoid incidences of violence, because they can be avoidable when we teach young people how to x-ray and dictate predators from afar. Things like being overly nice and no. So there's this popular song. I can't get off this video without doing this song. When I think indoctrination as well, because as a young child, I have my personal experience, but there's this popular song that they sing. Willy, 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 oh, papa, mommy in the kitchen, cook rice, papa, papa, daddy in the parlor, watching films. This is the end of my story. I say change your style, another style, So mother in the kitchen is cooking rice. Father in the parlor is watching sports, films. And parents, you are guilty. You're responsible. You nurture your female children. You groom them. You have to have the best of the character. You have to know how to cook. You know how to have to serve a man. You need to, because you're a woman. You are this, you're that. And then the guy, the male children, you don't care. Oh, well, you can do anything you want. After all, you are the man. And then with that lens, they start looking at the female gender. Oh, they are wired, they are men, they are fashioned to be submissive to me. They are made for my pleasure, to satisfy me, to cater to me. That's all. When they look at the female gender, that's all they see. They don't see anything. And when you talk about gender equality, the last time I checked, gender equality bill was trashed. Look at that space. We have just 4 women in the Senate, and people are proposing let there be gender equality bill, and it was trashed in a trash can, because perhaps women related issue is still inconsequential in Nigeria. We have a lot. There's a long way to go. We have a lot of things to do, honestly, if we want to move forward. There's a lot to do. It starts from the family. It starts from teaching men that a woman can also be everything that you can be as a man. We need to start incorporating these values in both gender, so that nobody is feeling like an endangered species. So that when you cast your eyes, you're not feeling like anybody is meant to pleasure you. When you see a woman, you accord them the value that you need to. National Orientation Agency, we need to do better. We need to stand up and begin to let there be billboards talking about these things. I used to remember those days when I see billboard of zip up, safe sex, abstinence. Those things kind of worked. I heard jingles. When you're walking down the street, you see a very massive billboard, zip up. Can we also do the same thing? Create public awareness and sensitization. Sensitize this generation so that we can look forward to having a generation where a female child, a girl child, is safe and not an endangered species, where vulnerable groups are protected, where everybody feels safe in environment, and where we don't have sexual predators, lecturers, teachers, adults taking advantage of young people. Till then, let's have a good one. Don't forget about Crypsis concept. Bye.